All right, guys, welcome to lesson 2. Some of you guys have watched lesson 1 already. This is unit 2, lesson 2, and the title of it in Edgenuity is Measurements in the Metric System. That's the title that you want to be looking for to do the lesson after you watch this video. Basically, what this is going to go over is it's going to go over another system of measurement. We talked about the customary measurement system in the last video. This video, we're going to talk about the metric system. And the basic units of the metric system are meter, which is the length measurement, gram, which is the mass or weight measurement, and liter, which is the capacity or the fill measurement. As you know, in the customary, there's a lot more than just these three. But we're going to use just these three when we're talking about the metric system. To determine how much or how many meters or how many grams or how many liters, we're going to use these prefixes that go before the word, and you're going to use those and you're going to learn those as units of 10 or powers of 10, okay? And what we need to do is we need to know that they're going to be going up by powers of 10. So let's look at some of the vocab, okay? First, let's look at these numbers that are 1 or bigger. So these are whole numbers, okay? And the unit, which would be the meter, gram, or liter, is always just going to be 1. So if I have 1 meter, it's just going to be a meter. If I have 1 gram, it's just going to be a gram. If I have 1 liter, it's just going to be a liter. Where it gets interesting is when I have more. So if I have 10, let's say meters, if I have 10 meters, it'd be a decameter. If I have 100 grams, it'd be a hectogram. And if I have 1,000 liters, it'd be a kiloliter. So these determine whether it's 1,000, 100, 10, or just 1. So remember, we put these in front of the words, okay? There's also parts. These are whole, they're 1 or bigger. These are smaller parts. So this would be like a making up of a pizza. If you have 1 slice of pizza, you're going to be using these. If you have a whole pizza or more, you're going to be using these, okay? If I have a decimeter, that means I have 1/10 of a meter. So if I had a meter stick, okay, if I had a meter stick, I'm just going to draw a quick one, I would break that meter stick up into tenths. Okay, so there'd be 10 pieces of that meter stick, okay? And then I'd be looking at 1/10 of it. That's a decimeter. If I had a centimeter, I'd have 1/100th of that meter stick. So 100 centimeters make up 1 meter. 10 decimeters make up 1 meter. 100 centimeters make up 1 meter. And then millimeter, or gram or liter, but millimeter makes up 1,000 pieces. So 1,000 millimeters make up 1 whole meter stick. So as we go through this, we're going to use these pieces, and there's a great video on Edgenuity that breaks it down for you. If you've been coming to class, you're going to see that I do examples as well, but this is going to be your basis. These are going to be in front, and they're going to mean 1,000, 100, 10, or just your basic unit. And then these are going to be the smaller pieces, the decimeters or the centimeters, the millimeters, and they're pieces that make up a unit. Okay, and I'm going to show you. I have that written down here in a second. But I'm going to give you some examples first. A kilogram would be 1,000 grams. A hectoliter would be 100 liters. A decameter would be 10 meters. So kilo means 1,000, hecto means 100, deca means 10. A decimeter would be 1/10 of a meter. A centiliter would be 1/100th of a liter. A milligram would be 1,000ths. Remember, deci means 1/10. Centi means 100th, milli or milli means 1,000th, okay? So this is the chart that has them all in order, from the biggest to the smallest. So kilo's the biggest, milli's the smallest. And we're going to talk about how we can get there. Kilo's 1,000, hecto's 100, deca's 10, and our unit is 1, which could be anything. It could be gram, could be liter, could be meter, whatever it is, we plug it in there. And then deca is 1/10, centi is 100th, milli is 1,000th, okay? If we are at kilos, we can divide by 10 to go all the way back. So 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 divided by 10 is 1/10. 1/10 divided by 10 is 100th. 100th divided by 10 is 1,000th. So we can go from left to right by dividing by 10. We can also go from right to left, or smaller to larger numbers, by multiplying. 1/1000th times 10 is 100th. 100th times 10 would be 1/10. 1/10 times 10 would be 1. 1 times 10 would be 10. 10 times 10 would be 100. And 100 times 10 would be 1,000. So with all this information, we're now going to learn how to use these things to convert. So if I want to say how many centiliters are in 1 deciliter, I'm going to first find where centiliters are, and then I'm going to find where deciliters are, and I'm going to find a way to get there. The first thing I can do is I could convert to liters. I could say there's 100 centiliters, 100 centiliters in 1 liter. That gives me a little bit to work with because I know that there are 10 liters in a deciliter. So I'd write that, 10 liters in a deciliter. I'm writing with one hand and the paper's moving a little bit, so sorry. So now I know that there's 100 centiliters in 1 liter, okay? But I have 10 liters in 1 deciliter. So I could just go 100 times 10 because there's 100 centiliters in 1, but I have 10 liters. So 100 times 10 would be 1,000 centiliters. And that can work to convert. How you doing? Quickly, I'm just making a video. We got Noah in here, everyone. Say hi. So we have 1,000 centiliters in 1 deciliter. Okay, and I'm going to show you on the board or on the chart how we figured that out. We went centiliter, deciliter. If I have 1 deciliter, that means I have 10 liters, or 100 deciliters, and then 1,000 centiliters because I'm going backwards. Okay? Let's do one more. How many decimeters are in 1 kilometer? So let's find deciliters, or decimeters, excuse me. Here's deci, which is 1/10, and here's kilometer, which is all the way over to 1,000. So what do I know? Well, first, in decimeters, 10 decimeters equal 1 meter, okay? Because 1/10 of 1, so 10 decimeters equals 1 meter. And I also know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, okay? So this gives me a really good starting base because I'm looking for how many decimeters are in 1 kilometer. Well, there's 10 decimeters in 1 meter, and 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So I could say 10 decimeters times 100 meters, and that would give me, or excuse me, 1,000 meters, and that would give me 10,000 decimeters in 1 kilometer. Now, I know that there's a lot more, kilometer, excuse me. There's a lot more that you're going to be seeing on your Edgenuity assignment. Please do your best and make sure that you are watching this video. You can also watch your Edgenuity video. There's a Khan Academy video that I'm going to send you on Google Classroom as well. But as you can see, we started out with the basic units. We talked We talked about the vocab, which is kilo, hecto, deca, unit, deci, centi, milli, and what they mean. We gave you some examples. And then I talked about how we are converting, and we did 2 problems. I hope that helps, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Please try to get lesson 1 and 2 done by Wednesday. Thanks.